think there is no chance for Jerry to win.
So can you guess my age? What do you think by looking myself?
My three favorite exercises, and I'll go from third to first place.
Another prediction. What do you think about Devon Larratt and Oleg Petrenko world title match?
सो हे गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू KSF एकेडमी। सो आपका स्वागत है एक और नए पॉडकास्ट वीडियो में। सो आज के दिन हमारे साथ जो है रिनो मैसिक जुड़े हुए हैं, जो कि मल्टीपल टाइम वॉफ चैंपियन है। मल्टीपल टाइम ईस्ट वर्सेस वेस्ट में वो जो है खेले हैं और वहाँ पे भी जीते हैं। और उनका जो है अभी अपकमिंग नवंबर 2 को वर्ल्ड टाइटल का मैच है। 115 kgs में जो है उनका वर्ल्ड टाइटल मैच है। सो अगर वो ये मैच जीत जाते हैं सो 115 kg कैटेगरी में वो नंबर 1 रहेंगे वर्ल्ड में। सो बहुत सारे उनसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे, जैसे कि वो कितना अर्न कर लेते हैं आर्म रेसलिंग से, उनके जो बैक प्रेशर, प्रोनेशन, कपिंग, ये सारे में से उनके जो भी PRs है, उसके बाद जो उनके बेस्ट एक्सरसाइजेस, उनकी तरफ से कुछ टिप्स। सो बहुत सारे हमारे पास क्वेश्चंस हैं। सो मेक श्योर पूरा वीडियो एंड तक देखिएगा। बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपको सीखने मिलेगी इस वीडियो से। और हर क्वेश्चन के बाद मैं हिंदी में उसका ट्रांसलेशन भी कर दूंगा ताकि आप अच्छे से समझ पाए।
Yeah, so I started arm wrestling when I was around 13 years old. I tried out a lot of different sports, a lot of team sports, so football, handball, and I don't know, basketball as well. But really soon I realized that I don't like really relying on other people so much, just because it's like they don't put enough time and effort into training as I usually did, and then the results of our championships, if we were fighting for some certain title, weren't so great, and I quickly realized that I like to rely on myself the most. So I tried out a bunch of individual sports, I came across arm wrestling because it's a part of my family's tradition.
Okay.
My dad's side of the family actually started arm wrestling in Croatia, and they actually made the first arm wrestling club in Croatia. They started organizing a bunch of tournaments all around Croatia, and then we got our federation made, and then everything kind of went upwards from then. Now I'm 20 years old, and arm wrestling really I fell in love with arm wrestling. For the very first time, I even watched Devon on YouTube. He was one of my first inspirations, and then later on I was.
सो यहाँ पे रेनू ये बता रहे थे कि उन्होंने काफ़ी ज़्यादा जो है स्पोर्ट्स ट्राई किए, बट उन्हें कुछ ऐसा स्पोर्ट्स चाहिए था जहाँ पे वो खुद पे डिपेंडेंट हो, सिर्फ किसी और पे नहीं। और उनके फैमिली में जो है आर्म रेसलिंग वगैरह बहुत चलता था। वहाँ से जो है उन्होंने क्लब वगैरह बनाया था, बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट्स उन्होंने क्रोएशिया उनके कंट्री में कराए थे, और वहीं से जो है उन्होंने आर्म रेसलिंग स्टार्ट किया। डेवन लैरेट को देख के इंस्पिरेशन लिया उन्होंने, कोच रे के वीडियोज़ को देख के ट्रेनिंग वगैरह लिया, और बाद में उनको जो है कोच मिल जाते हैं, और बाद में जो है ट्रेनिंग वगैरह कर करके जो है वो इतने बड़े लेवल पे आए हैं।
Okay, that's great. And one thing I can tell that you don't look like 20 years old. Have anybody have told you that?
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that I don't look 20, especially when I let my beard grow out.
Yeah.
I'm letting it grow out now. I guess it's just because of my big frame, and
सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे वो ये बता रहे हैं कि उनके फ्रेम के वजह से, उनके बियर्ड के वजह से जो है लोग उनका एज गैस नहीं कर पाते हैं, और वो बचपन से ही जो है बहुत एडल्ट्स लोग के आसपास रहे हैं, इसलिए वो बहुत ज़्यादा मैच्योर हो गए हैं, उनके बातों में मैच्योरिटी झलकती है।
So can you guess my age? What do you think by looking myself?
I think you are maybe 22 years old, something like that.
Yeah, actually I'm 25. Turned this year.
You are 25.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I wasn't that far off. Yeah, nice.
Okay. So one more question so as you are 20 years of age, so currently you are studying, right? You are in college?
Yes, I'm studying sports science right now in Croatia.
So how do you manage your college studies and your arm wrestling? What is your routine, gym routine for the arm wrestling? How many days in a week you train in a gym, or how many days you train arm wrestling in a gym? So can you share?
Yeah, of course. So my college is really, they like to compensate a lot for me, and because in Croatia we have something you have like levels of sportsmen in Croatia, and you could be from first level to fourth. And I'm the like the first level of athlete, so that's world championship. So if you're a world champion, then you're the first level of athlete in Croatia, and then you have a lot of privileges. Let's say that the country allows you to have like I don't know your college tuition. We don't actually have a college tuition here in Croatia. It's all free if you go right after high school into college. So, but I have a bunch of other stuff as well from my college, and they're very understanding, and they kind of adjust their schedule according to mine. And I do have a kind of a schedule planned out, but I don't have it like written down, and I don't strictly follow it every day. But it's not that hard to manage, honestly, because everything is really close. I'm in a student dorm room in Zagreb, and it's very, very close to my college, so I don't have any problems with transport or anything like that. I can go by foot, you know. It takes me a minute to get to my college, and I have a gym in my college as well, and it's for free for the students that are going into that college. And yeah, it's all very optimized for me, honestly, and it's not very hard to kind of squeeze in some training sessions here and there, and I usually try to train every day.
सो यहाँ पे वो ये बता रहे थे कि उनको अपने कॉलेज स्टडीज़ और आर्म रेसलिंग को मेंटेन करने के लिए कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती है। क्यों? बिकॉज उनके कॉलेज की तरफ से, उनके कंट्री की तरफ से बहुत ज़्यादा उन्हें सपोर्ट मिलता है, कंपेंसेशन मिलता है। कोई वो स्ट्रिक्ट रूटीन एज सच फॉलो नहीं करते, बिकॉज उनके कॉलेज में ही जो है उनका जिम वगैरह है, और वो वीक में सारे के सारे दिन जो है जिम करते हैं, और जिस दिन नहीं कर पाते तो वो मेक श्योर करते हैं कि एटलीस्ट 5 days करें।
Okay. So as I have seen some of your matches, so I guess you are a top roller, right?
I'm more of an inside puller, but I can pull in any style. Yeah.
Okay. So means if you wanna pick any one style, hook, press, or top roll, so what will you prefer more?
The style that I most prefer is the press and hook. Those are my two main styles, just because my wrist is very small for the weight category that I'm fighting in. So that's 110 kilos, 115 kilos. These guys have huge hands, and it's a huge disadvantage on my part because I have quite a small hand, even for a guy like who's 85 kilos. So being so heavy in such a heavy class with such a small hand, you got to find other ways around these guys with huge hands. And the way that I found is doing the press and the hook, and those are my two favorite moves.
Oh, wait a second. Huh? Just let me see whether if it's recording or not. Yeah, it's recording. So, as you have told what is your best move, so can you give some exercises, 2 or 3, your favorite exercises that you prefer to do?
Well, I kind of categorize my exercises by importance, let's say. So, the third place would probably be cupping. Okay. So just regular cupping like this, with doing with high weight, and isolating your hand a lot, so without any movement of your hand like this. So just your wrist is being active at that moment, and after that would be bicep back pressure. Okay. So that's just like regular back pressure, plus you're doing it supinated, not like this, not like this, and you're doing the walking motion like that, yeah. And the first one would, of course, be just classic back pressure. I think those 3 lifts are extremely important, and if you are lacking even in one of them, you can't really be the best of the best,
So यहाँ पे वो ये कह रहे हैं कि उनके टॉप 3 जो आर्म रेसलिंग लिफ्ट है वो कपिंग है, बाइसेप बैक प्रेशर है और नॉर्मल बैक प्रेशर है, और बाकी सारी चीज़ें सेकेंडरी है, उनको वो इतना ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं देते, जैसे कि प्रोनेशन, साइड प्रेशर वगैरह।
Okay, I will also add this exercise in my routine. Okay, so can you tell me your PR, means what is your PR in cupping, what is your PR in back pressure?
Yeah, of course. My PR right now on cupping is 67.5 kilos. I've managed to lift 70,
okay,
but it's kind of not a good form, so I don't really count it. My form is kind of off. With my back pressure, so regular and bicep back pressure is the same. It's 75 kilos right now.
Okay, that's great, impressive. So, okay, talking about your opponent. So, according to you, who is your toughest opponent that you have faced till now? Who was your toughest opponent?
Yeah. On the left hand, I must say it has to be Ivan Mazichenko.
Ivan Mazichenko, yeah.
Nobody comes close to him. I think on the left hand, he's just incredible. I mean, he's such a humble guy, incredible athlete, incredible person to be around. He's so open and and nice. And on the table, he's just really proficient. Does what he has to do with excellent, execution, and he's super fast, super strong. So he's definitely one of the strongest guys that I've faced on the left hand. On the right, I would say it's either Sandris or Alijan on the World Championships last year. So those two guys are probably the strongest that I've faced on the right hand as of right now. But Sago might take their place really soon now when we have our match at East versus West 18.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you that only. That your upcoming match is with Ibrahim Sago. So, how is your preparation going and how much confident you are that you will be able to beat him?
Well, my preparation is going quite well. I'm honestly just trying to maintain my best form. Of course, I'm trying to get stronger, but it's not enough time. Like 1 month is not enough time to get stronger. So maintaining a good form without having any kind of elbow issues or wrist issues or shoulder issues is going to really help me, especially against someone like Ibrahim. And I'm pretty confident that I can beat him just because of a few reasons. One of them being I'm more versatile, so he pulls mainly in a press and a hook. And I have other techniques as well that might come in handy. And I think I have better endurance than him. So I think if the match stops, I think it's going to go in my favor.
Okay, that's good. We will do some predictions. So, as you said that you have faced you think Ivan Mazichenko is strongest in left. So, what do you think in between Alizan and Ivan Mazichenko? Who can win? What is your prediction?
That's a very exciting match.
Yes.
Hard to predict, honestly, but I think I'm rooting for Ivan. I hope Ivan wins. It's not that I dislike Alijan, but I like Ivan more, and I really like him to win that match. But unfortunately, I think that Alijan is going to be a little bit too much for him. I think Alijan is he has great endurance.
Yeah.
He's super fast, explosive. He's more, I think he's more compact, in the match. He's very compact like this, while Ivan likes to, stretch himself out a little bit. And I think that's where Ivan is going to have some trouble when he goes against Alijan. So I think Alijan is going to win.
Okay, so another prediction. What do you think about Devon Larratt and Oleg Petrenko? World title match.
Yeah, another awesome match. I think Devon is going to win this. I would like to see Oleg win this because Oleg is, again, a great guy. Really, shows off his work and his dedication on these matches and on this on that stage. I remember when he was just starting off on East versus West, and he was losing to this and this guy, and now he's the champion at 105 kilos. So very impressive. I'm very happy for him, but I'm afraid that even if Oleg is able to win 1 or 2 rounds, I think Devon is going to gas him out. And if Oleg doesn't have a flop wrist press, that's going to be a big issue. And I think Devon will win the match if that happens.
Okay. And one more prediction. So you know that in King of the Table 13 there is a match, Levan Saginashvili versus Jerry Kedoret. So as we have seen in previous matches that Levan faces some kind of issue in flop pressing. So as Armis Gasparini has flop pressed him. So do you think, is there any chance of Jerry Kedoret flop pressing Levan Saginashvili?
It's tough to say, but I think there is. I would like to think there is no chance for Jerry to win. But Jerry is honestly surprising all of us with the way that he beat some of the top guys with that technique, and it's honestly very fascinating. I mean, he's an incredible arm wrestler if he can pull that off. But I think Levon is just too much. I think Levon is not dumb, and I think he's going to try to train and prepare for someone like Jerry, and I think he has a plan B if anything goes wrong. But I think he will just be too strong for Jerry, especially when you see Jerry's match against Georgi Svetkov, and you see how Svetkov is so close to beating him, and he just needs a little bit more strength or power to beat him. I think Levon has that little bit more strength and power that's going to enable him to beat Jerry. So I think Levon is going to win this. If he doesn't, I'm going to be absolutely shocked. I won't believe my eyes that Jerry was able to beat Levon.
True. So, who is your favorite arm wrestler? Can you say 2 or 3 names?
Well, some of my favorite arm wrestlers are for sure John Brzenk, Austin Liliev, of course, Devin as well. These guys were a big inspiration for me when I was starting off, and I always used to watch their matches, like always, and I was very inspired to. From Austin, I kind of got the inspiration of flash fitting people and kind of not getting tired. And from John, I got the inspiration for being versatile and how much that actually means in a match and how important that actually is. And from Devin, it's just, he just inspired me to kind of arm wrestle, just to go on the table and, arm wrestle with people, get better and better. So those are some of my favorite guys. Of course, I have other boards that are as well some of my favorites, but those would be like the top 3.
Okay, that's great. So, one more thing I want to ask. Many of our subscribers have commented this, so that means how much earning an arm wrestler can do with the East versus West event or through YouTube. Means they can rely on those earning, or they have to do any other job as well for their profession, for their living. So, what is your opinion on that?
So it all depends on what you are willing to do. I think if you want to make a living from arm wrestling, it depends a lot on your country, honestly. So in Croatia right now we have some great rewards that we get if we finish first on European or World Championships. So I can say that I'm making a comfortable living from arm wrestling right now. As a student, I couldn't be happier from this. I'm making a living from something that I love, and unfortunately, not a lot of people can say that. Their countries don't even consider arm wrestling as a real sport. So that's awful. In Slovakia, that's the first example that I can give you. Rabona Baitova, she's an incredible athlete. The Levon of the women's world, of arm wrestling. So I think she's not getting any rewards for the countless victories that she has on World and European. So that's honestly just sad for me, and she has to, of course, have a side job to live normally. And if you attend East versus West, you can make some money, but it's not really, enough to make a living from that. I think you still have to be active on social media and be active on other platforms if you really want to make some good money and if you want to live from arm wrestling and sports.
Okay, correct. So another question. Currently, you are in 115 kg category, right? And you are number 3rd or number 4 in the world?
I'm now 2nd in the world from the new rankings. Yeah, 2nd.
And who is number 1?
Ivan is 1st.
Okay.
Ivan is 1st. Ivan Matisenko and Devin and Krugnik got removed because they didn't compete for a while. And Slagov is number 3.
Okay, so according to you, how much time it will take in order to go at number 1 ranking to you? So how much training you need to beat Ivan for number 1 rank?
I mean, me and Sako right now are having a title match
Yes.
on East versus West.
That's a
And
title match.
Ivan is currently injured.
Okay.
He injured his shoulder or something like that. So he will definitely, be coming back when he's feeling a lot healthier, and he can really, contend that number one spot. So he said it's totally fine, let these two guys fight because they're healthy. They can fight right now. So me and Zago are having the fight for the number one spot, and then we'll see when Manishenko, is healthy. When he comes back, how that will play out. But I think that's a good question as well. How long does it take, usually to get ready for some crazy event like this? Well, I constantly prepare throughout the whole year, so I don't have a certain period of time where I start and when I stop. So I constantly train over the whole year, so I'm always ready. When something pops up, I'm always ready for that match. It's not like, I need to, prepare for 3 months, and I've been preparing for the whole time, So I'm always ready, and I would suggest, of course, people to at least try to do something similar if they really want to be great in arm wrestling. Being consistent and doing the same exercises over and over again is completely fine. People kind of rush to find 30 different exercises for the same muscle instead of trying one exercise for a while. So be consistent, and that's the kind of bread and butter, as they say, to be a great arm wrestler.
Okay. And last two questions. So before East vs West 13, that which is on November 2. So how much time will you give for resting period? So like 1 week or 10 days, 5 days. So what is your
Yeah. So usually what I do for European or World Championships, I do 3 days before I head out to the place that we're having the competition. But for East versus West, I like to take a little bit more of a rest, maybe 5 to 7 days maximum, because there's no point, honestly, in resting longer than that. I think my body, gets to, okay, I'm young, so I can, recover very fast. So it's not like a universal thing, but I found that I don't need a lot of time to recover and get healthy and ready for a match. So right now for East versus West, it's probably going to be 5 or 7 days of rest before heading out to Istanbul.
Okay. And have you come up with any arm wrestling injury? So means how you deal with an arm wrestling injury?
How do I deal with an arm wrestling injury?
Yes. So you have been with an arm wrestling injury?
Yeah, so I luckily haven't had any serious injuries. Only some minor stuff, where my elbow is in pain or I have some issues with my tendons. But what I usually do is do light work with some, light weights, and I hit certain angles where it really hurts, but with light weights and a lot of reps. So I get some blood flow going, and I use some supplements. I use fish oil. I take, fish oil is kind of the main thing that I use, and creatine as well. So nothing really special, but that helps me out a lot. And just resting, a bunch of rest. So people are very often, I think, afraid of resting, but you just need to rest. You won't lose that much power. You will only gain something from resting. So resting is good.
Okay. So lastly, any message to your Indian fans about arm wrestling?
Well, the message would be smart, and like Coach Ray always says, stay strong and love arm wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for giving your 30 minutes, valuable 30 minutes. So it was a very good podcast with you. So we will be uploading this video maybe next week, this coming week. So I will share the link also. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.